1. The box of silence. I had seen my father cry only once in my life. And that day was the most terrible day of my life. That day I knew for the first time that fathers also break down silently. But that day, not a tear fell from my father's eye, but a secret. And that secret never let my life be the same as before. It all started that morning, when the wind in our mountain village was blowing very strangely. There was fog in the sky, the birds were silent, and my father, who always woke us up loudly after dawn, crept out of the hut that day. I peeked through the crack in the door. He had a closed sack box in his hand. He looked back again and again, as if some hidden fear was walking with him. I followed him without making a sound. I felt a strange sense of dread in my heart, as if I were heading towards a door that, when opened, would change everything. We were walking away from the village, towards the rocky mountain where we used to go to herd sheep as children. They stopped under a rock, bent down and began to dig. After a while, the same old pit appeared, which I had only seen once before, years ago, when my mother had died. Father took out the box, slowly opened its lid, and for the first time I saw my father's hands trembling. What was in the box? Gold-colored jewelry. An old cloth envelope, containing an old photo, a letter, and a small footprint, of a child. I stood breathless. My eyes were on my father's face, and his eyes were on the sky. He whispered, "I couldn't tell you, but this is the mark of your half-brother. The one I buried with my own hands." I asked in disbelief, "Father, what are you saying?" Father was silent, and everything inside me seemed to be falling apart. Mother-brother secrets. And relationships. I was staring at my father's face. He stood silent, as if the weariness of centuries had come down in his eyes. He placed the same box in the ground again, and covered it with soil, as if he were burying a secret once again. We both walked back, but now every step was a question. After coming home, my father locked himself in the hut. He didn't eat, didn't talk to anyone. I sat outside the door. Only one phrase kept echoing in my heart. "Stepbrother?" My mother. The one who used to laugh, who used to put oil in my hair every night and tell me stories. Now those stories had become a fog. The next morning I tried to find the same box under my father's bed. But there was nothing there. My suspicions raised their heads. Had father hidden that envelope, that picture, that footprint, somewhere else? Or had all that never existed? That same night a stranger came to the village, riding a horse, an old turban on his face, and a strange burning in his eyes. He stopped right in front of our hut, and said softly, "This is the place where that secret was buried." Shuddered. Who was the stranger? How did he know the secret? And had father heard his cry too? The door opened, father stepped out. And for the first time, his eyes and the stranger's met. And in the silence of the two of them, an old cry was hidden. The stranger and the father stared at each other for a few moments as if time had stopped. Then the stranger slowly straightened his turban and said, "It's been 25 years, but the voice is still alive." The father took a deep breath. His lips trembled slightly, as if a secret weighed on lips that had been closed for years. I hid in the corner of the door, listening to everything. The stranger looked at the father with a blank, burning look and said, "Is that child alive?" My steps faltered. Which child? Was it the one whose footprint was in the box? The father lowered his eyes and said in a very low voice, "He is alive, but the truth is dead." The stranger clenched his fists in anger and roared, "You betrayed us all. You took a mother's child away, and gave a father the silence of a grave." My breath caught. Mother, father, what story is this? Instead of answering, father said just one word. "Enough, enough," and he went back inside the hut. The stranger turned and looked at me. Maybe he had seen me. His eyes were searching for something in my face, as if he wanted to recognize me, or as if he already knew who I was. Then he turned around silently, sat on the horse and said, "If you don't tell the truth this time, I'll dig it up myself." And he disappeared into the darkness. I couldn't sleep that night. Father kept the door closed, and I didn't dare go inside. The next morning, as the sunlight fell on the hut, I saw a strange sight. The door was open and Dad wasn't inside. Only the empty shadow of the box remained.